and tight, can you see it? Streaming the truth live from where they decree it. Sylvia speaks, no filter, no buffer. Courtroom drama couldn't get any tougher.
When the gavel's first bang, to the witness stands tears. Sylvia's lens captures all your hopes and fears. Uploading justice one trial at a time. Tune in every moment, edges sublime.
Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Faces tell stories, the courtroom can't hide. Sylvia's insights cut through the divide. From jury talks to the lawyer's secret. In Sylvia's world, you know you'll need it. Behind the scenes where whispers are loud, her lens reveals the truth in the crowd. Courtroom secrets laid bare to see. Stay curious with Sylvia Spree. Every objection, every sharp retort, Sylvia's there to give you the report. Exclusive footage no one else can snag. From catchy headlines straight to the tag. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show.
Faces tell.
Hey everybody, let me get this off. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me get this off. Okay. Let me get myself in the center here. All right, here I go. Hello everybody. Hey, Queen Tulsa. You were supposed to send me a text message, ma'am. You're supposed to email me, remember? You were supposed to send me an email, and you did not. You didn't follow through with what you said you were going to do, young lady. Let me say hello to my folks in the chat. Hey, pretty chick. Hey, CJ. It's CJ, you got some time off. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Keith. Hey, Naughty Land. Hey, Lady L. Hey, Patricia. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Cam. All right. I will today. Sure. I'm not going to hold my breath. No. I'm not going to hold my breath for that call, for that text, for that email, for that. Hey, Robin. Hey, where you been? Hey, Kimmy. Yes, finally, I missed y'all. I miss you too. Well, let me tell you why I'm on here. Hey, Hipster. Thank you. I cut it off. I went and cut it off myself. And I kept my purple in there. So I got to go redo my purple because, the gray's coming through. You see the gray coming through? See the gray? All that gray coming through? So I have to color it back. Let me tell you how I cut my hair. Dallas have some clippers for Kobe. I'm using Kobe's clippers. She doesn't want Kobe clippers. Because she take Kobe to the groomer, so she had bought some clippers for Kobe. She never used it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to use Kobe's clippers. I put the guard on there and then zoom. So I'm cutting my hair with Kobe's clippers, okay? I'm cutting my hair with Kobe's clippers. So you know for a fact that I'm not hired by Mr. Steele if I have to use Kobe's clippers, right? Well, she might have used it once, but I don't think so. it and I cleaned it just in case Kobe's hair was in there. I don't want the Kobe hair in my hair. So and then I put the oil on it and all that. So if I have to do all that, I ain't getting paid by no Mr. Steele. I ain't hired by Mr. Steele. But anyway, yeah, I've been fighting on Facebook the whole morning, y'all. The whole morning. It's draining. I've been trying to clear my name. Y'all, every single you cut your own hair too? I'm not using Kobe's clippers. hey, don't knock it. Don't knock it till you try it, okay? Don't knock it till you try it, okay? Don't talk about me. Don't talk about me. I just wanted to, clear my name because these folks out here putting all kind of scandalous stuff on me because they're mad. They're mad because I was covering that case. And I said some stuff. And they are absolutely upset with me. And they calling me they're saying that I work for Mr. Steele, that I was hired to change the narrative. Hey, Mr. Duncan, change the narrative of the case I just finished, right? They said I'm a big Steele groupie. Now, that may not be off too far, because I love myself some Mr. Steele, okay? They might not be off too far, but I'm not a groupie or anything like that. I'm not a groupie per se, but I'm not going to deny I love myself some Mr. Steele. I love myself some Mr. Keith Adams. I love myself some Mr. Max. I love myself Mr. Doug. I love myself some Mr. Harvey. I love myself some, I guess, all the YSLs, okay? You're a Steele fan girl. See, I mean, they don't understand it, y'all. They do not understand. They don't understand. We were doing this trial for how long? For 2.5 years. You got to become fond of somebody, right? Cam said, if you're a groupie, so what? Cam ain't playing with them. Cam said, so what, you're a groupie, y'all. Yeah, I've been fighting all morning. I'm telling you, all morning. I've been fighting. And I finally listened to my girl, Lady L. Lady L told me, ignore those people. I finally, listen, and when I put that, I said, look, I'm going to listen to my friend and not respond, ignore, right? You know what they said? I'm only stopping because I finished with all the lies. I can't come up with no more lies of this case. So I just let them have it. I said, okay, let's just take it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Y'all, I heard so many lies. It's been so ridiculous how angry they are. And I try to tell them, you're angry at the wrong person. Don't use me as your scapegoat. Don't make me the villain because I'm covering the case. I'm giving y'all whatever happened, right? It's never ending. Exactly, Lady L. I'm giving them exactly what happened with the case, right? Right? Not okay. See, because remember, I may have missed some stuff, and I put some stuff out there. So what I did, I said, okay, let me start reading the transcript. Right? The transcript is going to tell you everything. Right? Now they want to know where I get my transcript from. Yeah, they think I'm gonna tell them my business like that. That's gonna cost them to get information. I'm gonna have to start doing a class, how to get transcript 101. How to get transcript 101. If you want to come to that class, it's gonna be a $30 class. If you want to come to that class. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my goodness, it's been like a whirlwind. They got so many groups. Let me tell you, I got my own page on their group now. Hold on, let me show y'all this. Hold on. Let me show you how bad it is right now, y'all. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me show you how bad it is. Let me show y'all how bad it is. They have a whole group, and I have it's been terrible, y'all. Terrible. I had to block it. Look. Hold on a second, y'all. Let me show y'all this. So they got me in a group. It's a group for justice for McDuffie's girls, right? And this is what they say on this thing here. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all something. Hold on. This is what they say, y'all. This is what they say. This is what they say. Look. They said, I have some question to ask and facts to state about McDuffie's case and this Sylvia lady. Someone tag her. For some reason, I cannot. Because I don't let people tag me that's not a friend on my page. Okay? For some reason, I cannot. There are some, where are these transcripts she is reading? Look at this, y'all. Hold on, let me get out the way so y'all can read this. Look. Samuel McDuffie has been removed from Banks County Clerk of Court. How? With a question mark. No transcript has been uploaded. Per the courthouse, the transcripts haven't been released. Brian Steele had, listen to this. Listen to this lie here. They said Brian Steele had one of his people in the courtroom typing this transcript. Y'all. You see these lies? Now all of a sudden, Mr. Steele has somebody typing the transcript in the courtroom. People, that is the court reporter that's typing the transcript. The court reporter types the transcript. Okay, for some of you guys that don't know anything about how things happen in the court. I don't know what. I don't know, pretty chick. I don't know, Frederick. All I know, and I understand they are upset. I understand they're furious about the decision. But y'all, come on, cut it with the crap. It says Samuel Duffy has been removed from the bank clerk count. Let me tell you why it's been removed, because they're making threats what they did, y'all, they put the list of the witnesses and that was going to do character testimony for Mr. McDuffie. What they did, they put their name, address, and phone number, everything out on these people. And then they're making threats. But then y'all wonder why the clerk had to block it. Because y'all making threats. They making crazy threats. They're making crazy threats. I'm going to show y'all some of the threats. Talking about shooting somebody and all this kind of stuff. All this craziness, y'all. Okay. It said no transcript has been uploaded. Per the courthouse, the transcript haven't been released. Brian Steele has one of his people in the courtroom typing this transcript. Everyone there saw him and heard him typing during trial. Please show me that person. Please show me that person that did that. Because I didn't see anybody typing up other than the court reporter. So who is this person that was typing? Please tell me. Anyone saying the jurors hugged him? Sheriff office said that never happened. Oh, jeez. Jurors were let go before the defendant for security reason. To those asking why Lindsay didn't talk about her abuse on the stand, she was not allowed to. They would have held her in contempt of court because it wasn't directly related to the case. Why don't you ask yourself why she doesn't speak to her parents if they are so high and mighty? Shelby did not accuse her father of sexual abuse. I say sexual, we can't say certain word, right? She did, however, speak about physical and verbal abuse, which is why they do not and have not spoken. The sexual abuse goes much further than these little innocent girls. He has gotten away with it for years and will continue unless someone honest decides to show up for this family. Anyone that thinks Shelby should choose to do this out of hatred for her father-in-law, you are sadly mistaken. This is a mother's worst nightmare. Everyone from the outside looking in, all you see is a lady. Listen to this. This is me, y'all. This is me. A lady that follows this lawyer around and praises his every move. Defense lawyer having a living by twisting narrative and getting people like Sam McDuffie, $, off scot-free. What I want to know how this case was removed from the Bank County Clerk's Court and not just closed. If you were in the courtroom, if you attended the trial, please speak about what truly went on. I've been on the stand before, and unless you have done the same, you have no idea how dirty the defense will play to get their defendant off. The only difference between my case and this one is the jury wasn't dismissed. They were allowed to reach a verdict. Someone higher up needs to report this case and do what needs to be done to have all parties involved thoroughly investigated. Yeah, she's showing how the thing was removed. Okay. Yeah, okay. It was removed the first day, right? And then they put it back, right? But some individual decide, which I'm not going to show. Some individual decide. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? If some individual decide to put the witness's address, phone number, all of that information on social media, that's why it was taken down, so they can do some scrubbing of the files because they don't want people's information out. So that's why. It's not because they just want to hide his stuff. It's because you guys are doing some dirty stuff, putting people's information out. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's a no-no. That's called doxing. You can't do that. All right. You got to stop threatening people too. You can't threaten a judge. You can't do that. There's one individual that live all the way in Florida, but he used to be living in Homer, and he's making threats to the judge, and he's making threats to anybody he says that protects people. See you later, Serena. See you later. You said, I want to know, is the son going to divorce his old... Ma'am, I don't know, ma'am. Ma'am, don't. They just mad because you're doing God's work. Yeah, no, according to them, I'm not doing God's work. I'm doing somebody else's work. I don't know what that is all about, but I don't know. But for some strange reason, these people are so upset. See, here's the thing. I told them This is what I told everybody last night. If you're going to make an accusation like that, if you have evidence, if something happened, you can't wait 5 days later to say that this happened. You can't do that. You got to go ahead and do it right away. You got to contact the police. But then they're making all these excuses for why the daughter-in-law did not contact the police or do a forensic or go to the hospital right away. They're making all these excuses, right? Making all these excuses. Making excuses that she was having marital problems and she didn't go there. She was scared to contact the hospital, contact the hospital because you're afraid of getting a divorce. Let me mind my business. Let me shut up. Let me drink my water. And like I told them, I am not your scapegoat. Only thing I did was report the case, okay? They saying I lied. I'm not telling the truth. So that's why I decided to start reading the transcript, because the transcript is not lying, it's fact. So now they're going to say Mr. Steele has somebody to do the transcript. No, the court reporter is the only one that was typing and putting out the transcript. I don't understand why these people love to tell lies and love to lie on me. I don't know. I don't get it. Every case, there is somebody that just want to put the hate on Sylvia. Y'all notice that? Every case. No matter what case I do, there's a hate for Sylvia. It is what it is. That's what happens when you sit in the courtroom and just report as it is. I'll report it as it is. Nothing else and nothing more. I don't add anything, don't take anything away. I may give you some interpretation of some things, but as far as what was said and done, let me see what somebody's messaging me right now. Hold on, y'all. Let's see what they got to say now. Oh, that's not them. Okay. Okay. So all those who keep saying that Mr. Steele was I was hired by Mr. Steele, that is not the facts, y'all. That is not the facts at all. Mr. Steele did not hire me. I follow his cases because I became very, very fond of his work, fond of Mr. Adams' work, fond of Mr. Matthews' work, fond of Mr. Why did they say that when I covered Mr. Matthews? Mr. Matthews' case was the first case I covered after YSL. Did y'all know that? He did Cash Out. Remember I covered Cash Out case? I even have the footage for that, for Cash Out. I had a Rule 22 to record that one too. But for some strange reason, these folks love to tell lies. And hold on a second, I'm gonna show y'all some stuff there. Hold on a second. I had to block some people because I got tired of responding to them and fighting them. I just got tired of it. So I just decided to start blocking because I can get petty sometimes. I can get very petty. And and then I have to repent after I get petty. So I rather not get petty because they're not gonna like me, and they're not, and then they want to get a little bit outrageous. So I rather not do that. I'll stay in my lane and stay in my channel and bring out the content over my channel, because And then they're going to say that I came to them. First of all, they have my name all over that little group thing they got. My name's all over it. And so if you hashtag or tag me, I'm gonna be on there. So they started putting my name, and then Facebook will send you a little message of people mentioning your name. So when they mention, and then somebody send me the clip, I go in there and check. And then I go correct them when they saying the wrong thing about me. They all kinds of stuff they saying. I'm like, Lord have mercy. They say I lied. I lied. That's what they say. I lied about everything that was being brought on the case. So I was like, okay. Let me just read the transcript. Okay. I want to read the experts' transcript because those are the ones that did the forensic interview. They did the kit. And remember, I said they didn't do a rape kit. Remember? Right? And they said one reason they didn't do the actual rape kit is because they didn't want to injure the child's hymen. So what they did, they took that microscopic camera and did, check around certain like that. And they didn't want to do the cervix and stuff like that. They didn't want to do that. Right? And she only saw the child one time. The forensic interview person only did the forensic interview one time with Emmy for what? 35 minutes? 45 minutes? It was 45 minutes. But then they said I lied. They said there was so much evidence. So much evidence. They had pictures of the backyard. They didn't even go in the refrigerator. They didn't even get the child underwear. They didn't get none of that stuff. I'm like, how is so much evidence? Just pictures of the backyard. I can go to the backyard and take pictures. And they want to fight people. They want to argue with folks. I'm like, come on now. I know you're angry. This is a very, very serious situation. I get it. I get it. I get it's very serious. And I'm not discounting that at all. But the evidence that they produce in court, the thing that they claim, you got somebody who's a liar. Remember, that was the first thing Mr. Steele said, that the investigator lied. That's what he said. Okay. And I remember I told you, for Mr. Steele to say that person lied like that he must have some concrete proof of that person lying. And what did he do? He brought up the person's old supervisor that confirmed that this man is not trustworthy. They said, Lindsay's a liar. What did they do? Bring the dad. The dad confirmed that she's a liar. Not the dad, the boyfriend. I'm sorry, the ex-boyfriend said that Lindsay's a liar. Okay? Because he lied on him. And yeah, they said it was over 17 years ago. Okay, it was over 17 years ago. That lie that she told on that guy was so deep that the guy was willing to come to court and testify that she's a liar. If I told you the whole story, y'all be like, what? Because I did talk to the young man. I did talk to him. I did. And the girl lied on the man. Okay? And I read some of the transcript of the first part of Wendy's testimony. Wendy was very vague in her assessment because she didn't, first of all, she don't want to get in trouble by giving some sort of diagnosis or some sort of conclusion. What she went and said, I read it. She went and says, according to hold on a second, let me tell you what she said. Hold on, I'm going to go back up to this thing here. What is that? Oh, she gave some acronym, I something. Hold on. Okay. Let me show it right here. Let me show y'all. She said right here, she was being very vague right here. She said, according to IAFN, she didn't want to give her conclusion because he kept asking her for the conclusion of stuff. She said, IAFN. Okay, she said, then if I am doing the kit like I did with Emerson, I would have to be very careful not to touch the hymen with the swab. So which is not an easy task because you're trying to what? Have moving target, right? So to speak with with children, you have to do the best that you can. She says, then he says, when you say incredibly painful to touch, would that be obviously to touch by you, or how about by Emerson or Ada? Okay, she said it wouldn't make sense to me that they would touch their hymen because it's painful. Okay. Then she said, when he asked her about giving her conclusion, right? No, hold on. Let's go back. When she found out, okay, listen to this. They having a back and forth thing here when he starts to ask her about the CV that he gave to Wendy, because this expert is coming, because it's like two different experts. So he wanted to debunk what the expert was going to say by providing Wendy with the information that the expert said, because the expert looked at Wendy's report, okay? And they were going to debunk Wendy's report. So he goes and tell her to find something that's going to help with her report, right? He says, okay, hold on, let me go. Says, okay, did I inform you of that? Of expert? Pardon? He says, of expert? Other expert? Yes. Okay. And did I forward you some information that we were provided by them? You hear that, right? So the expert was giving them what they would be testifying to in regarding to her report, saying that her stuff was wrong, outdated, and no good. Okay. So he wanted to have her to be able to debunk what the expert was going to do. So what he did, he kind of sent her to help her to give an answer to help herself. Now listen to this. She says, yes. And he says, did I ask you that given what the defense expert had provided us through the defense lawyer, to provide some more information in the form of publication? Okay, so this is him asking her for more information, right? He wanted her to have publication, photograph, and things of nature that bears a what? Diversioning opinions. Which is what? Debunking what she had, debunking what they're going to say, okay? She said, I saw 2 CVs. You know what CVs are? That's like a resume of the credentials of the expert, okay? And he says, I saw 2 CVs, which are basically resumes, and I made a response to the 2 that I saw. That's all I think you were asking. So he was already forewarning her, hey, these experts have this kind of credential. Okay, we need to get things done. Okay, what do you have to help your stuff? I'm giving you guys layman. They didn't say it that way, but I'm just giving you guys layman terms on that. Okay. right? And then so she goes and responds and says, no, I'm sorry. He says about the diverging opinion between you and the defense experts, right? You see what it says expert. So they have the credential because they're calling them experts, okay? They are certified expert. There's a doctor and there was 2 doctors, in fact, okay? She says, oh, are you asking about literatures from my same documents? I'm not following you. Sorry, sir. He said, let me show you. That's what I was talking about. And he says, Wendy, I am showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 45. Can you identify this, please? She says, yes. These are 2 medical textbooks that are housed in our same department in Athens. So she went and got the textbook to try to debunk some of what the expert is going to bring about or what she did wrong, why her stuff is outdated and wrong. Okay. So they trying to do that, right? And then she says, you asked me to review and give you norms and abnormal photos. Y'all hear this? And this is why, okay, this is why I'm telling you that those people who are so angry at the judge for doing a direct verdict, right? They're so angry at them. But they should be angry at the investigators and the sane examiner. Why are they not angry of them not giving concrete help for getting a person convicted? You get what I'm saying? And then they go give the books, y'all. Books. Not, look, they get books, publication. How's that going to help? And the books were outdated. They were over 25 years ago. There's a lot of things that's changed. There's the technology for examination like this have gone way beyond. I mean, they got some super duper stuff that they do now. You hear what I'm saying? So when we start tonight doing the second half of this testimony, you're going to hear the cross doing theirs, okay? And you guys going to get a chance to hear exactly what was heard by not just the jury, but by the judge, because the judge is considered the 13th juror. Did y'all know that? The judge is considered as a 13th juror. That's why you can have a bench trial or you can have a jury trial. It's either way. So the defendant has a right to ask the judge to do a direct verdict from the bench. Did y'all know that? That is the defendant's right. He can have a jury trial or he can have a direct verdict by the bench, the 13th juror. And I guess a lot of people don't understand that. They don't understand that. And they want the judge investigated. They want do a new trial. Okay. First of all, it has been dismissed with prejudice. Do you know what with prejudice mean? It means that they cannot retrial that particular type of case against him. It can never bring that back because it will be double jeopardy. Because it's been a verdict. It's a verdict. Okay? A not guilty verdict. A direct verdict. It's a not guilty verdict. I know all of you guys are, oh, he acquitted him. No, he did a direct verdict. A verdict is a decision. Okay? It's a not guilty verdict, okay? Done by the bench. All right, let me just read this to you so I can give it to the people in the back, the slow folks in the back. So let me read this to you. All right. If you read, it says a direct verdict is a ruling by the trial judge. You hear this? Resulting in a not guilty verdict. You hear that, right? Not guilty verdict. All right? Do y'all hear that? The people in the back, do y'all hear that? It's a not guilty verdict. Once the state rested, the defense does not have to put on a case in chief, but they did do a case in chief with 4 witnesses. After they 4 witnesses was done, they put in a motion and asked the judge to be the verdict, to do the directed verdict, okay? And that's rare because most of the time there's enough evidence for the jury. There's enough evidence to have, them to deliberate on it. There was not enough evidence to convict this man. So a direct verdict based on the evidence that was presented, the evidence showed that he was not guilty. Lack of evidence. And I know folks are emotional. Protect our kids. Yes, absolutely. I'm 100% with you guys about protecting our children because they deserve to be protected. Okay. But you got to get these law enforcement to do their jobs. You got to get the parents to report at the time. Don't wait 5 days later and stop giving me an excuse about, she didn't do it because she didn't want to go through the divorce. They was having marital problem. No, your child's supposed to come first. This is what y'all arguing about, right? That protect the children. The parents should have protected that child that day when she found out about it. She should have took the child straight on to the hospital. Then they could have had the underwear to see if there was any DNA in the underwear. They would have found other things in there the day of. Okay? So I'm about to get off this live because I got to come back on at 8 o'clock to do our transcript reading. Because if I stay on here too long, it's going to clash. I won't have enough time to get myself together. But again, I don't work for Brian Steele. Do I wish? Yeah, I wish I could work for him. I sure wish. I wouldn't be struggling. The struggle is real, y'all. The struggle is real. And also, guys, I gotta stop with this internet gangster crap. I gotta stop that. Stop with the emotion. Do some work behind it. Don't get people revved up with getting emotionally and yeah, just learn from this case. Learn from now on. If something happens to your child, you go right away, immediately. You report it. You take them to the hospital. Take them to the doctor. Don't wait 5 days where there's no evidence to even try it, okay? And make sure you do your homework. Make sure it really is something that happened. We talked about how, remember, and I was telling you guys that in the father's testimony, the father shook the baby when she went to go pee. He didn't wipe her with a napkin or anything like that. Okay, Parakeet, could you explain what evidence was there, Parakeet? Since you want to say, you said it was deemed not relevant. What evidence, Parakeet? I'm going to let you speak. What evidence? Because I did read the why the daughter was not allowed to testify. I did read why Lindsay was not allowed to testify. I did read that. So what evidence did they have? The threats he made towards a daughter-in-law and son with a gun. The threats he made towards the daughter-in-law and son with a gun. That's just a start. Okay, what else? The threats he made. So what was the threat? And what did he say? Did he say, get off my property, I'll shoot you? I mean, what did he say? That doesn't have anything to do with the case. That would be irrelevant. Because why did he pull the gun? What was the gun for? Did he say, get off my property and you don't belong here? I mean, what happened? What was the nature of it? Why did he pull the gun? Why did he threaten them with a gun? Want me to put the link in? You don't have to show your face. Just tell me what you're saying. He threatened to take out any one of them that was against him. He threatened to take out any one of them that was against him. I'm trying to get the content of it. So he threatened to take them out that was against him, but they both went against him. So I'm trying to figure out, it got them a TPO, granting somebody thought it was relevant. You're saying that McDuffie threatened to take them out if he was against them? I didn't see any of that in the paperwork. Because I read through the paperwork. I'm talking about on the because I read the Lindsay's thing, what she was testifying, what they asked for it to be suppressed, but I didn't see anything about him threatening. Are you talking about McDuffie threatening the son and daughter-in-law? He threatened his son? She said there's a lot more to this than what was allowed in court. That is why so many people are upset. It's a lot that they didn't allow. But what you're putting down has nothing to do with the molestation, the alleged molestation. Him saying about the gun, that doesn't have, I mean, you got to see, it has to be relevant. You said Sam threatened them, but it has to be relevant to what he's being charged with. Do you understand that? You can't just throw everything but the kitchen sink into it. It has to make sense. You're saying he threatened them with a gun, but they still went to trial. They still testified against him, so it's not relevant. Do you understand what I'm saying by that? They did go against him, and nothing happened to them, so that becomes irrelevant. Do you understand why they say that's irrelevant? Because if they didn't go against him, they wouldn't have been at trial testifying against him. This is supposed to be a nice man of God. I mean, sometimes people have different characters of, if you push them to that level. There's a lot of people that claim to be men and women of God. And sometimes if you push them to a level, we all human, we all error, right? We all make mistakes. We all, in our own eyes, we're perfect. But really, if somebody else's eye, I'd be like, Sylvia's the worst thing on earth. But in my eye, I might be like the best thing since sliced bread, Parakeet, you just not giving me any real concrete thing that I can go by. You said evidence. That's not considered relevant evidence, and I understand that. Now, if they had like the underwear with the DNA in it, that would be relevant evidence. Okay, you don't know nearly enough about things that were allowed in. Casey Anthony also acquitted. Why are we bringing up Casey Anthony? Let's stick with the topic. The topic you said they have a lot of evidence with this case. Let's stick with this case, okay? Let's stick with this. You said there was a lot of evidence. You just gave me the gun situation. I agree with it. That's not relevant because they were able to get on the stand and talk against them. You get what I'm saying? They did stand against him, so that becomes irrelevant because it didn't make a difference. Do you think she was innocent? I'm not thinking about Casey Anthony. I don't. We're not talking about Casey. That's irrelevant right now. We're not talking about. I don't want to talk about OJ. I don't want to talk about Casey. We're talking about McDuffie's case right now. McDuffie. Let's take focus, y'all. That's relevant. If acquittal equals innocent. Well, it's a not guilty. None of us in this world is totally innocent of everything. It's a acquittal is a not guilty verdict. But you're talking about acquittal equaling innocent. I never said acquittal is innocent, right? I said, well, right now, hold on. Let me say this. When he was going through trial, it said you're innocent until proven guilty. Okay. So the verdict came out not guilty. So the not guilty, I guess, will equate to innocent. Yeah, it would be equate to innocent. No. I'm just saying, let's not bring OJ or nobody in there. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not bringing them in. Because people always want to bring that case in there too. I'm just saying I don't want. Well, let's just stick with McDuffie's case. In the eyes of the law, if a person is innocent, is not guilty, it is a verdict of innocence. Yeah, okay. But in the eyes of the people who, do you understand where we're coming from? I understand what you're saying, but I also understand that a lot of it is emotion and a lot of it is rumors. Okay? Answer this question, Parakeet. I'm still asking this question to everybody that brings this whole thing up about so much evidence. Why did she not, the day that this happened, take the child to the hospital? Take the child to the doctor? Why 5 days passed for her to even get a forensics thing done? That's my question. And I understand people say they had to get some testing done. They had to get a schedule and all that. You don't have to get scheduled, go to an emergency room in the hospital. You don't have to get scheduled. You just go straight to the emergency room. I can go to the emergency room right now. There's no appointment needed. If there were not enough evidence, why let the jury say so? Why not let the jury say so? Because it would have wasted taxpayers' money. Because what would happen is the jury would have been like hung. Because for example, you have two individuals who were jurors talking to the family. Okay, you already have two jurors. That's a possibility of knowing them, which did not reveal them knowing them in the beginning, and they had a conversation. You're not supposed to have a conversation with the jurors. So the likelihood there was going to probably be, remember me, I said maybe it would have been like a hung jury, because you have 2 people and then you have 10 people saying not guilty, and then those 2 people saying guilty, it would have been hung jury. You get what I'm saying? Because you already know those 2 people was talking to them. That there was evidence of that, because the camera saw them talking to them. And you're not supposed to talk to the jurors. Exactly. There we go. Dr. TTA says bench trial is necessary to avoid emotional feeling verdict, i.e. Freddie Gray. Yeah, there's got this. I mean, this type of case is so much emotion, because you don't want a baby's to be touched. Just the thought of it, you definitely don't want that. And even if it was not any evidence, there's some people who's going to say guilty because the thought of a child being touched, whether they find it or not, they were going to say guilty on that. There are some people going to be thinking that way for emotions, even with not enough evidence. The jury's issue was no, it wasn't handled. It wasn't handled. Anytime there was there's a thought of it, for them to put it on paper, that would have been a problem when they do an appeal. Why do you think that judge did a direct verdict? Why do you think that was? Because that there was a problem with the prejudice in there, because that would have been an issue. Who to say that the judge didn't go look at the video of those 2 talking to them outside? You said money. Parakeet, you didn't answer my question. You got me answering questions, but you did not answer my question. You think the judge was paid off? That's not cool. Those jurors could have been dismissed. You don't give a direct verdict because a juror spoke to one person. And no, they spoke to more than one person. They spoke to the whole 3 family members, and that was her sister and brother-in-law. That made it worse. They didn't just talk to somebody just like you. It could have been you in the street. That made it worse. That was a family member. That made it super worse. That made it super worse. I'm telling you. All right. I'm not the only one that thinks that it thinks it. Think what? But do you know that's a choice that a defendant to have the judge make a direct verdict on their thing? That's a choice of the defense. That's just like switching over to have a bench trial. He could have had a bench trial, then y'all would have been mad. It would have been over a long time ago. My throat is itching. I'm still waiting for those evidence you talked about. You said the gun. Okay, that was irrelevant. Give me the other verdict. Give me the other one. Give me the other one. You said it was a lot of evidence. What's the other evidence that they did not bring, that they did not let in? And apparently, I understand exactly where you're coming from. I understand it. I understand. I'm not trying to minimize what you're saying. But you gotta think the way we thinking with emotion. we have to back it up with what the law says. Okay? We have to back it up with what the law says. And then it's the credibility of the witnesses. If Shelby was not seen to be credible, if you hear in the recording and you hear her coaching the child, that's not credible. My eyes are burning. Did you hear the recording? Did you hear it? Perky, did you hear the recordings? That was coaching on there. That was coaching. That was absolutely coaching. You can't even, I'm like, huh? It was a lot of coaching. And then, come on, the little girl says that when Shelby asked her, what did it taste like? She said strawberries. And then she said, did Papa, did the water come out of Papa's pee-pee or something? She said, no, it came out the sink. That was coaching. That was coaching, Parakeet. Do you remember that? My eyes burning. It's a lot of things. I'm not able to sit here and tell every detail because you're not going to consider it anyway. I will if you could give me some stuff. That's why I'm asking you. But I'm also giving you the reason why certain things is considered not relevant. Witnesses that haven't spoken with the daughter and daughter-in-law in 15 or 20 years are incredible as to their trustworthiness. Are you talking about the dad? You're talking about the ex-boyfriend? And you can also remember the testimony of the ex-boyfriend. He couldn't go into detail what happened because what happened was considered irrelevant. You know what I mean? Only what his experience was with her, and how do he believe she's trustworthy? And he said no, based on his experience with her. They didn't go into detail what happened because what happened is irrelevant to this case, but the overall trustworthiness is what was important, not that she kicked him down the stairs and not because that would have been irrelevant. We pray that this family is and will be healed of this demonic thought and hope it did not happen from anyone. Amen. You very had made mine up on day one. You know that. I'm not trying to be rude, but you did. Irrelevant because it would have discredited him. No, irrelevant because it didn't pertain to that case. Not discredit him. You said I had my mind made up from day one. My mind was, hold on. Well, I'm going to show you what my mind was day one before I even got there. Hold on. Let me show you what my mind was. Since you want to say what my mind was, I'm going to show you. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you what my mind was. Since you don't believe where I was at mentally on this case. Hold on. I'm going to show you where my mind was. Just 1 second. I will show you where my mind was. Hold on. Hold on a second. Let me show you where my mind was so you won't be misconstrued. Let me show you. Now you can ask these people where my mind was at the time when I heard Mr. Steele. You see where my thing said, "Oh my goodness, why Mr. Steele take this case?" And this is what my conversation with
to work. Exactly. Exactly. Success. It's just like that.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me show you where my mind was. I said children don't lie. I said a lot of stuff.
Okay, so let me tell you what happened. Let me just tell you what this trial is about. I'm going to read it, and I'm not going to show because it has a person's name, and I'm just going to put the initial in there. Hey, Jalen, where you been? Bray, you said it's a long drive. It's the same amount of drive that when I went to go to the young lady's trial case, and it's the same distance as when I went to Athens. It's the same ride. It's the same drive, an hour and some change. It's the same. It's the same. It's no different. Hour and 37 minutes. The other one was an hour and 30 minutes. It's only 7 minutes more. Same mileage.
Cece, you back!
But this mileage here is more highway than streetway.
Wait to tell
the other one's more streetway, and it took longer.
Oh, I thought it was Cece.
Both
Sorry.
of them
Hey.
70 something, less than 100
tell her
miles.
I miss her. I thought you was Cece. I'm sorry. I got all excited.
But let me read it. This is the reason why I want to read it. This one here is a very interesting case. It's a very interesting case. You talking about a long drive. I drove all the way down to New Brunswick and back. So that's 4 hours. 1 hour is not going to hurt.
You said when the
gas costs more now.
Trial,
it seems like y'all trying not to get me to go to that case. Why is everybody trying to get me not to go to that case? What's up with that? It seems like y'all trying to get me not to go. Georgia gas tax, right? I think they did stop.
Hold on a second.
All right, let me finish on because you know, let me go ahead on and finish on and talk. We can't be fearful of what it is. What it is. I think it's just like anyone else driving to work. Exactly. Success.
Hold on, I'm trying to get.
It's just like May 24th, 2023. The place of said offense being, and it gave the address, and against the law of Georgia. Said offense being described as.
Okay, thank you.
On the above date and time, the accused did an immoral and indecent act with M.E. I did it backwards.
Hold on a second. I'm just trying. I want you to hear what I said about the case, Parakeet.
Did y'all hear what I just read? I really want to see what Mr. Steele, why Mr. Steele took this case. I really want to hear why he took this. I really want to know. Don't y'all want to know? I'll read it again. Let me read it again. 412, 420. And I changed the word so I could say, okay, let me read it again. that Samuel touched her vajayjay. A forensic medical exam was performed. The medical exam concluded that there was substantial abnormal physical finding.
But did you hear the way they put it in there? And that's not what the examiner said. Did you hear what I read as the indictment? Is not what the examiner said.
Consists with blunt force trauma commonly associated with SA. Hey, Dom. Who knows? He could have been falsely accused. That's what you said, Dom?
Dom was,
Everyone needs proper representation, but Dom, a 3-year-old. Oh my God. And the 3-year-old said, a 3-year-old, Dom, a 3-year-old said it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And there's more, y'all, there's more. Dom, it's hard for me to kind of get past a 3-year-old, y'all. A 3-year-old is very, very hard. It's very, very hard for me to get past a 3-year-old. A 3-year-old, y'all. A 3-year-old. That is something that's very hard for me to bypass that. I know what you're saying, but at the end of the day, if that were the case, then whoever represented someone charged with that, who would ever represent? Dom, my opinion, I'm going to keep my opinion to myself on this one, because this one here, it's a hard pill to swallow. I'm being realistic on my emotions on this one, and being a mother. This is tough. I'm just being honest with you guys. He is innocent until proven guilty. Yes, he is innocent until proven guilty. But a 3-year-old, y'all, a 3-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 3. Did y'all listen? Did y'all hear me say the age? 3. A 3-year-old. I understand you guys saying you agree with Dom, but a 3-year-old, y'all, a 3, not a 17, a 16-year-old, or 15-year-old that could just hate that person and could just make up something. Yeah, I get it. But a 3-year-old, y'all, a 3? Okay, I gotta stay neutral on this one, y'all. It's gonna be very hard, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be very hard. I don't know more about it. Who knows? What if the mother told the 3-year-old? No, it's not about someone telling, but the child with JJ is damaged. The child with JJ is damaged. The forensics The forensics examination said her, but JJ was blunt trauma.
This is before I went to the trial, y'all. This is my feeling of, because this is how I felt.
Everyone, you're right. Everyone deserves to have a fair trial. You're right. Everyone deserves that. Everyone deserved that.
Lisa. Hey, Lisa. My girl, Lisa.
Was a person? No, he was arrested back in 2023, but there's a history on him as well. Let me just go back and read the history, y'all. There's some history.
Did you hear what I'm saying?
You know, when there's history and there's patterns.
You hear what I said? Did you hear what I said when I read the not transcript, when I read the indictment and I read some of the stuff that was on the record? This is what I read.
And he got bond, y'all. He got bond.
Hold on a second. Let me see what he said. Hold on. Let me stop this. Hold on. What did he say? What did Parakeet says? When you can restrict that someone can and can't talk about what you can't paint a certain picture, but if you know them truly in reality, you know how twisted the picture was and know both of them. But see, here's the deal. To Parakeet, you might be in your right and all that, but did they bring it out in court for them to not have a direct verdict? No, they did not. I'm telling you, me being in the courtroom and how I trust me, I was totally on one side, okay? But then when I started hearing the case and hearing the stuff, I'm like, something not right here. Something not right. You know what I'm saying? I was all gung-ho. Put him underneath the jail. That's the way I was. But you don't understand. I am a type of I've been doing cases for years now, right? And I try to come with a open mind, but you always lean in a certain kind of way, right? And my lean was definitely on the child side, period. Okay, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. But when I started listening, and it only took the first day, because I was listening for evidence. And then by the time I got to the end, I'm like, where the evidence? Where's the evidence? I heard a mother, when Shelby got on that stand, and she said that she didn't tell her husband that night. She didn't go tell him until that Monday. Come on now. Come on. Certain things should have happened for me to be convinced that this really was something that happened. You know what I'm saying? Because you're right. I'm not there. I don't know the history of anybody. I don't know. But if you're in court, you got to bring your A game. You got to tell it exactly. You have to have all the evidence, period. You can't sideswipe coming talking about, when I was 5 years old, I remembered it. Okay, you was 5. Why nobody went to police? Why nobody have a police report? Why you giving all these stories, but you don't have any evidence behind it that there was a history of this? Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And that's why it took one day for me to be like, oh, no. I don't see the evidence. And I'm not going by emotion now. I'm going by what's being presented in the courtroom. Got to go by facts, evidence. I do understand You have been following a defense attorney, so you lean towards the defense. I'm a defense person because you know why, Parakeet? Let me tell you why. Because I've been accused of stuff. I was I was arrested before for something. So definitely, I start out as a defense person. Definitely, I ain't gonna lie. I start out with defense. But when it deals with a child, I'm for the children. For the children. Okay. Um, the child aspect swung you the other way briefly, but you heard the tip of the iceberg and instantly changed. And she didn't remember it. It's trauma. Come on. You say trauma. It should be trauma for the child, not trauma for the mom. Trauma for the child. She's supposed to be the protector. She's supposed to be the one who's the vigilant person that trying to get the answers and advocate for her child. And I'm telling you that, Parakeet, I mean, you got me. You got me. I did change the day of, but definitely I was for that baby. I was for the babies. I was for the babies from the beginning. And when I heard the mom's testimony and I was trying to make 2 + 2, no, I mean the daughter. Oh, okay, you talking about the daughter. Okay, I thought you were talking about the mom. Okay, my bad. No, but I'm saying, but you guys are still not getting what I'm saying as far as the mom not going to that's the first thing you do, y'all. This is lesson learned. When something like this happened to your child, you make sure you get to emergency, you go to a doctor right away. Preserve the evidence, preserve the all the stuff that can help the case. You can't wait 5 days later for something that happened to your child. Your child is injured. Your child is hurting. Your child got all this stuff supposedly going on in her VJJ. You can't just let it slip and slide. Come on now. You can't. And I know y'all mad with the judge and all that, but the judge is doing what the judge could do, and there was not enough evidence. I know y'all all say there was this and that, he did this, and if I read the indictment was horrible. My emotion was tied to that indictment, and I said he had a pattern because I was reading the indictment. But when I'm listening in court and I hear this, I hear that, I hear no, I'm wondering what has people who says they know them personally have the strong views have no one says that part. Yeah, no one said that. Hindsight 22, honey. It's easy to say that now, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. I'm going to let you have that because according to what I heard on the witness stand, it doesn't seem that it happened. According to the witness stand. According to what was said over the witness. Because I have witnessed the side of him he doesn't show publicly. That's why it's that good enough for you. It's not solid court evidence, but it's my eyewitness of the man not being okay. Okay, you say he's not being okay, so you actually saw him doing stuff to the children you never reported at the time you seen it? Parakeet, you saw him do it to the child and you didn't report it the day you saw it. You didn't get defacts involved or something involved like that. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end this slide because no, not to the children. Okay. You said not to the children. Okay. You said he did what to who and when? And why was it not documented? Was it documented? Did they seek do they have law enforcement involved in that particular case where you seen it happen? Is there a police report on that? Just hidden behavior that shows you someone ugly side that his defense attorney hid. I heard he's kind of mean. I heard that. I heard he's no nonsense. I did get that. I heard he's not an emotional type of person. I heard he's just straight up can be an asshole. That's what I heard. I heard that. But I mean, does that make him a predator because he's so like mean? He's so like his way or the highway. I heard that. I mean, I've heard that. I mean, I've heard that. But that does not make him a child predator. You gotta remember, y'all. He has he's a banker, a position. He's not trustworthy individual. He is very mean. I did hear he's mean. I did hear that. Kind of no nonsense is not correct. He's mild. He's a very bad man. But mean is kind of no nonsense. Does that mean you committed a crime? You have to go based on the evidence. Exactly. I try to tell. And if you have seen, if you haven't, he can present well. And other things I know that made an odd impression on me, then you hear more and pieces begin to fit. Well, I apologize. I just don't. You telling me stuff, but I don't. You're not giving me predator. You're giving me a person that's mean, a person that can be aloof. I mean, a person that is not a people person type of thing. You're not giving me predator. I'm trying to understand. And I even mentioned last time that I said he's old school. You said, no, he's not old school. You said something else. Old school, where the dad was just provider, no emotion, just strict. That's what I see him as being. All right, you gonna make me late for coming back. I'm gonna get on off of here because we gotta finish reading this transcript. The transcript that people trying to figure out how did she get the transcript? Don't worry about how I got the transcript, okay? Just know I got the transcript, okay? Don't worry about how y'all worry about the wrong thing here. Wrong thing. Don't worry about how I got my transcript, okay? And it's official, okay? Let me show you how efficient my transcript is. Hold on. Let me show you how efficient my transcript is. Hold on. Let's go down to the bottom. See? Official. See? Certified. By who? By the court reporter, okay? So all the ones that be like, oh, where'd she get that from? She got it from the man that typed it up. No, this is official, okay, y'all? Official. And that was the only transcript I could get because the other one is not available. Not available. See, y'all be so messy, I can't even get no more transcript. I was not surprised when I heard because other things began to make sense. Old school and nonsense is not the case. Every dad around here is strict, Sylvia. Yeah, and some dads are real ASS holes. Two things can be true at one time. He can be the worst bad temper man and still be not guilty according to the evidence. My mindset has spoken. Okay, y'all, I'm about to end this live. Parakeet, I'll be back with the transcript. And my transcript is not from some person that was typing in the... y'all just be making up so much stuff because y'all don't know and y'all want to know, and I'm not going to tell you, okay? Okay? I'm not going to tell you. Okay? They all want to know my business. I've been doing this business for a while, y'all. I wasn't born yesterday. I didn't just start doing this. Hey, darling. Okay, y'all, I'm going to end. We're going to come back at 8 o'clock. I hope I have more readers. More readers. And I think I am going to start that class. Still doesn't mean he didn't do it. Oh, my God. But it doesn't mean he did it either, right? Okay. Y'all with this thing. I'm laughing to keep from crying, y'all. I'm laughing to keep from crying. Mama, you want to read? Mama, you used to be my reader. Mama, definitely. I'll send it to you, hon. Text me. I'll send it to you. You'll be my reader. I definitely need a reader. Oh, where Mimi? Mimi around. Mimi used to be my other reader, too. Mimi, are you in the bushes? Mimi, pop out. Mimi, hey, pretty chick, you in here? Tell Mimi to contact me. Hey, Success, you want to read? Success, I've been calling you all day. You didn't return my call, ma'am. Mama, it's 8 o'clock. We're going to be reading, okay? Success. Are you in the chat? Parakeet, thank you so much for speaking with me. I do appreciate you. And I'm not taking anything you say as not being forefront and honest. I believe you. I believe whatever you said, but according to the law, according to the court case, there is a different outcome. Okay? Thank you, everybody that's here. I got to go now. I just had to straighten this out because these people keep telling lies on me. They keep saying I'm being paid. I wish I was being paid by Mr. Steele. I have not gotten out one red cent from Mr. Steele. I haven't gotten anything from any of these attorneys. None of them. They need to be held. I be like, need to be putting out my tan like this. Hey, I need a dime. I need a couple of dollars. I'm not being rude with you, telling the other side as much as I can. I understand, trust me, because I really don't know the other side. All I know is what the state presented, and the state didn't do too much of a good job. You need to get Parakeet. You need to get after them because they didn't do their job. Okay, they didn't do their job. They weren't convincing enough. Okay. And this is definitely a very, very, very sensitive topic. Okay. Children definitely need to be protected. Wasn't allowed to say much. Hmm. Interesting. Well, maybe one day you'll tell your story. Y'all, can we get off this live? Because I gotta go do something before my thing starts. Because I'm only gonna be on for an hour and a half. God know me, I can't do that 2 hours. Look, been on here an hour and a half already. All right, gotta go, y'all. Love you guys. I see y'all at 8 o'clock. Love y'all. Bye. Success, answer me.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family. With minds by our side and chat flowing free in this online space. It's just you and me, we laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign and joys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign and joy is what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like
my son.